Hello friends, this is DK Gautam and thank you for joining Interview Point.
So in this video you will get how to create web API using .NET Core 7.0. Also I will perform CRUD operations using Postman, and then I will display data using Angular application so that you can understand each and everything from scratch. So here I am going to use Visual Studio 2022 for writing our web API code. Okay, and to handle the database operations I will use SQL Server Management Studio 2019. So I am considering you already have Visual Studio 2022 and SQL Server Management Studio in your machine. Basically, this video divided into three components. First one will be create web API in .NET Core 7.0 and perform CRUD operations. Okay. The second one is install required software to work with the Angular. And third one, create Angular applications and call web API and display the data on UI. So these three components I am going to cover in this video.
How to create a web API using ASP.NET Core 7.0. Okay, so let's open Visual Studio 2022. Before that, I need to create a database. In that, I need to create one table. Okay, open SQL Server Management Studio. So I have this 2019. So click on the connect. Open this in the full screen. I need to create a new database, and inside this, so my database name will be create database IPDB first. So this will be the database, and I need to use this database. Okay. So in this database, I need to create a table. So create table student. Okay. So in this, I need to create ID column, ID int, primary key, identity 1, 1. So it will create a primary key and auto increment, and it will start from 1. Okay, so first name varchar suppose 20, and then last name here also varchar 20, email was varchar for this 50, mobile it is for 10, and also we can take a course. Okay, so for this also varchar 20. So I think these columns are enough for now. So where there is a typo char where 50. Okay, now select this and execute this query. So in this database, inside this student table there is nothing. So let's see, there is nothing. So we can see here our database is created, and there will be one table called student. Okay, so this is the student table. So let me insert some dummy data here. So here I have a script ready to insert two records into the student table. So just paste it, and I need to execute these both the queries. So it is saying the first name. So actually there is a typo. So let me delete this table. So first name, FIRST, first name. Okay. So if I will select it, can execute it. Now there is nothing, two records into this table. Now we can see two records are there in this table. So guys, in the second step I need to create a ASP.NET Core Web API project. So open Visual Studio 2022. So I'm using latest Visual Studio that I have in my machine. So I'm using community version. I need to create a new project here. Okay, and here ASP.NET Core Web API, and also select this template. Okay, and this template ASP.NET Core Web API, make sure you are selecting this C#. So I'm using C#, and I will be using a latest version. So let me give the project name. So I will say student core API. Okay, so the student core API will be the project name, and the location is interview point in the E drive. So now click on the next button, and if you want to configure the HTTPS, you can check this. If you don't want, then uncheck this. Okay, so I'm using this latest version, .NET 7.0. That is the latest one. You can see here. Okay, and so now click on the create button. So you can see our project has been created. So just close this. If you get this pop-up, it is not required for us. So what I need to do here, Guys, you can see here there is no startup.cs file. Okay, so whatever we are we are handling the dependency injection in startup.cs file previously. Okay, but in the Visual Studio 2022 there is no startup.cs file. So whatever the dependencies are there, we will use this program.cs file. Okay friends, so this program.cs file will be very important for us. So I will be using all the dependencies here. Okay, so do not worry, I will explain each and everything. So first I need to, we are using ASP.NET Core Web API, and we have already created a database and tables. So I need to use that ASP.NET Core, or we can say I will be working on that DB first approach, because we already have a database. Okay friends, so what I need to do is I need to install some packages. So I will go here, student core API, and manage NuGet packages, and here I need to browse some packages, and entry framework core dot design. We have here, we can see this is the first one. So first install this, and we can see the latest stable version is 7.0, except 7.0.5. Okay, so it will take few seconds based on your internet speed. So next would be the SQL server. So this is installed. So let's search here, and framework core SQL server. So this one, install this. Okay, and then I accept. And next one will be the tools, as entry framework core dot tools. You can see this one. Install this. Okay, then I accept. So guys, you need to install three packages here. So entry framework core, tools, entry framework core.design, and entry framework core.sql server. Friends, now it's time to add some connection string. So in this file I need to add a connection string. So just so I have already ready with me connection string. So what I have written here the connection string, and student f con string. You can give any name. So I have given the name as a student, or we can say student connection string. Okay, student connection string, and data says will be this is the my machine name. If you have opened this, you will get here database engine. You will get here, this is okay as Gautam SQL Express. Okay, and here database name is IPTV first. As you can see here, student IPTV first, and user ID is S, and password is this. Whatever the details you have, you need to provide the detail that will be a correct one. Otherwise you will not be able to connect to the database. Okay, so make sure this is there is no typo mistake, and you have to cross verify the details. Okay, while you are typing this. In the next step, I need to add a DB context class. So for adding a DB context class, what I will do first, I will create a new folder called models. Okay, inside this folder I need to create a DB context. Okay, so what I can do here, I need to go to here and the tools, and I will use this NuGet package manager and package manager console. So here I need to provide these details. Now paste it. Guys, make sure that you have a correct spelling. There will be no typo, otherwise you will get error. Okay, cross verify these things, and now click on enter. Okay, so it will take some time. We have also mentioned the output directory will be the model folder. So here we have created a models folder. So our DB context class will be created inside this models folder. Okay, so do not worry. Now you can see guys, IP DB first context. So this is the DB student class has been generated for us. So you can see all the properties here. Okay, these all the properties has been generated by this command, whatever the command we have used. Okay guys, So suppose if I build this and I should not get any error, try to build or rebuild. So we are able to successfully build our application. Okay guys, if you have any doubt in this video, you can ask me through comment. I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. In the next step, what I will do now, there is no controller. So actually there is by default one controller. Let me try to run this application. Hopefully it will work, and initially we are having only one controller, so weather information. So let's see it is running or not. And we can see on the Swagger, this is the web API weather forecast, and we are able to access it. Okay, if try it out, execute, and we will get the weather information. Okay guys, so do not worry, I'm not going to explain this anymore. I will create a new web API for us. Okay, so first stop this. And now what I can do here, I need to close this all because it is not required for us. Core API app setting, this file now not required, so I'm just going to close this. Now what I need to do, I will add a new controller inside this controller folder. And what I will use here, uh, here select API and API controller empty. So guys, I'm using DB first approach. So what I will do, API controller with actions. Okay, I will use this template. Click on add button, and it will generate a code for us. Here I need to select the class that we have, a student class. So click here and select the student. And DB contact class, we have this is the DB contact class. Okay, and the controller name will be students controller. Okay, and then click on add button. So here you can see it is updating dependencies. Okay, and now it is generating the code. Now guys, what we can see here, our action method and controller, all the code has been generated for us. Here we will get the student detail. Okay, here we will also get the student by ID. Suppose particular student we can get. Here we can update for the student. Okay, and there will be a delete. Here post, we can save a new student, and this is a delete. Okay, so our API has been created. Now actually what I need to do here, I need to inject the dependencies here because I haven't added. So what I can do here in the program.cs file, so let me add our code here. So I configuration, here I will say configuration is equal to new configuration builder dot add JSON file, add JSON file dot, here I need to provide that dot build. And inside this, actually what I have to do is I need to provide the JSON file, whatever JSON file we have. So in our case, I am having app setting.json file, so just provide the name here, app settings.json. Okay, now here that builder.service.add services.add db context, add db context. So in our case, db context class will be ip db first context. In the next line we can use only a single line, but so we are having this builder. Okay, so here use option such that option dot use SQL server, and configuration dot get connection. So in our case, connection string into here we can see this is the student connection string. So just copy and give here. Okay, and semicolon. So now it is done. Now let's try to run this. So let me open our database and how many details we are having here. Only we have two records here. Okay, so guys, we can see here get API, post API. Suppose if I let's try it out and execute. Let's see we are getting data or not. Two records will be there. Yeah, we are able to access the records. So our API is working fine. If you want to verify, you can say here. So what you need to do is in the student controller, just put a breakpoint here so that you can get that our API is working fine. So execute here again, and you can see controller comes here and we are able to access this. Okay, so this data is coming from our web API. Okay, so what I will do here, I will use our Postman. So open the Postman and I will try to access the same API using Postman. So this is the request URL. Make sure. So copy this URL, open the student, sorry, open the Postman into the student API. I have created the collections. So here is student API is the collection name, and I want to add the new request inside this. Okay, so add a request here. So here I will provide a name, and the method type will be a get because I am having a get method. And let's try to send the request, and you can see our controller comes here. Just continue, and you can see we are able to access the API. Okay, now what I will do, I will add a new record. To add a new record, what I will do, let me add a new request. Okay, so what I will do here, get student. Okay, so this is done. And now suppose if I want to get a student by ID, so what I can do here, I can provide the ID after this. Okay, slash and one. So whatever the student containing one ID will be fetched. You can see. Okay, so we can see student get API with the ID also. Now add a new request here. Add a request. So here what I can do, I have a URL this, and post method I want to create here. So save student. Okay, so here I need to go to body and here raw, and I will use a JSON format. So JSON. So what I have to do is I need to provide a data for to add a new student. Okay, this is the post. If you will click on the control S, this is post. You can see icon also, like color is also changed. So now click here. I am having a data ready. So what I can add here, first name is DK and last name is Gautam, and email this and this. Okay, suppose this is our data. So I want to add this and send the request. Click on this send button, and it you can see status 201. Okay, so data is added. Now I will try to delete this record. So before deleting, let's see in our database here, execute this, and we can see our data is added here. Okay, we can see here. Now add a new request for deleting the data. Add request. What I will do here, this post, and I can copy here student. Actually I need to pass the ID here to pass a newly created record. So the newly created record containing a ID is 3. So let me delete this, send this, and we can see 204 no content. Okay, so it will this API doesn't return any content, so our this is success. Okay, and if I will try to execute this, we will get only two records here. Suppose remove this ID. I want to fetch all the records, so just click on send button. Okay, so see, we will get two records here. There is no third record, newly created record is not there. Okay, we can see on the database also, we can see only two records. Okay guys, you can see here. Okay, Now put API is also remaining, so let's cover that one as well. So add request here, put add the URL, click, give the name for this also, delete a student. Okay, and for this one I need to give the put or update. Okay, so to update a new, what I can do is first get a record. So just take this record. Okay, and what I can do is, mm, go here body raw, here JSON format. Actually, I need to provide the ID, so this is the ID. Suppose I want to update the email address or anything XYZ. Okay, XYZ we can provide anything. So in our database we can see lucy@gmail.com. Suppose if I will try to hit this and it is saying method not allowed. Let me try to execute this. So let me give the ID here as well, and so you can see data has been updated. Okay guys. So friends, before working on the Angular, let's move to the prerequisite. So what I do, so first I need to install Visual Studio Code. So open the any web browser. So type here Visual Studio Code and you will get an official website. Click on it. Here download for Windows. If you are using Windows, you can download. So it is free, or you can click here. Okay. So like you will get a thanks for downloading VS Code for Windows. This type of message you will get. This is already downloaded. So let's see. Now double click on it. So it will open. So now we need to install this. Select this one. I accept the agreement and then click on next button. Then again click on the next button. I am not going to change the location. So click on the next button. If you want to create a desktop icon, you can check this. Okay, I want to create, so that's why I have checked. Now click on the next button. Now again click on the install button. So it will take some time, so let's wait for this. Now it is done. Now click on the finish button. So it is done now, and you can see our VS Code has been launched. Your Visual Studio Code like this. Okay, so this is the latest version 1.78. After that I need to install the Node.js. So for installing the Node.js, go to Node.js official website. You will get here. So I want for the Windows, so we will get here. So just click on this Windows installer, and now open the folder, and you can see this is the Node installer. So I just need to double click on it to install this in our machine. Click on the next button. Check this, I accept the terms in the license agreement. Now click on the next button. I'm not going to change the location, so leave as it is. Click on the next button. Again click on the next button. Automatically install the necessary tools node. So it is not required for me, so I'm leaving as it is, and click on the next button. And now click on the install button. It will also take some time, few seconds, so let's wait. And after installing we will check the version, so we will get that our machine is having the proper installation of the Node.js. So it is done. Click on the finish button. Okay, now let me open this Visual Studio. We can also check here command prompt cmd. To check the node version, just type here node -v, and we can see the node version v18.16.0. So if you will get this type of message, it means you are having a proper Node.js installation in your machine. Okay, so now I need to check. Actually I am going to work on that Angular, so I need to also download the Angular CLI. So to download Angular CLI, I need to use the command npm install -g, means globally, and angular slash CLI. Okay, now it will what it is, npm error code. Actually the command is not correct. I need to put here at the rate, and now see, now it is installing the angular CLI. So guys, while typing, make sure you are typing correctly. So like I forget at the rate, so that's why I got this error.
So Angular CLI is installed successfully in my local machine.
So guys, suppose if you want to download a specific version of Angular CLI, so in that case, what you need to do is you need to use the full command that you have used previously. In that you need to add at the rate and version number. Whatever version you want to install, you need to provide the version name. Okay. So now I want to check that.
Which version I have installed in my machine.
So now I need to check the Angular CLI version in my machine. So to check this, okay, let's check that Angular version. So I will type ng version and then enter, and you can see Angular CLI version here. Angular CLI is 16.0.0. Okay, so this is the command you need to use to check the Angular version. What I will do, I will create a Angular application and I will try to access the APIs, okay, by using Angular. Okay, let me open Visual Studio Code. So you can type here VS, so you will get here. So let me open from here. So I'm going to open from here, so click here and new window, because I am going to open in a new instance. So yeah, so now here I already have one folder. Here you can see in the E drive I am having one folder called interview point. Okay, so inside this, so in this folder I need to create our Angular application. So first what I need to do here, click here, or you can go from here, open folder, and from here you need to select your folder study and interview point. Inside this folder I need to create our application. Okay friends, so to create our applications, what I need to do, first go to open your terminal here. You can also create your Angular application by using command prompt. So I am using this terminal, so that is provided by that VS Code. So what command I need to write here, ng new, and I need to provide the application name. So in my case I'm giving application name as student app. Just click enter button, and now it is asking, would you like to add Angular routing? If you want to add, then just click enter Y and then enter. Also it is asking which style sheet format would you like to use. So I'm going to use this CSS, so I just need to click on enter button, and this will create your Angular application, and also it will also add all the required packages. Okay, so here our application is getting created, and here you can see installing packages. So all the required packages it will install. Okay, so here we need to wait for some time. So friends, you can see here package is installed successfully, so our application has been created. So I need to move to that location, cd, then the application name. So now I want to run this application. So what I need to write here, the command is ng serve. Okay, and now by default it will run on localhost port 4200. So now you can see a URL. Just copy this URL and open in any browser. Our student app is running. So this all content is coming from here. I will show you. This is our student application, and this is the src folder. This is the source folder. So this folder contains each and everything. So these are the all the required files, so that is added by that Angular. So I'm not going to talk about these files, all those. So here we are having app.modules file, app component.ts file. So this is specs.ts file, this is for testing purpose, and this is the component .html. So whatever this file contains, we are seeing each and everything from here. Okay, so whatever we see here, this is available here. Okay, suppose if you want to see this one, student app is running, so this is coming from here. Let me show you. So you can see welcome here, this is the welcome, and you can see here some title. So this is the title. Suppose if I will control KC, I'm just commenting this, and if I want to remove this, just save this, and you can see the changes on the UI. You can see that it is not coming here. Okay, so let me undo changes and save it. Now you can see the changes. I hope you have now basic idea how it is getting display data. So in my previous video I have created all the API, so I'm going to open this project. Okay, student core API, and those APIs, get API, I need to call, and I will display the data using Angular application. So okay guys, actually I need to display all the data here, app.component.html file. Before that I need to add some services. So what I will do, to add a service, I will what I will do, I will create one folder here inside this app folder, and then I will create a service. Okay, so friends, now I need to create one service. To create a service, first need to move the location. Our location is student app, so cd student app. Inside this I need to create one service. So what I will do, inside app folder I will create one folder. So ng g means generate, as for service. So I will create one folder services, and inside the services folder I will create a service. Okay, so services are very important to get call the APIs. Okay, so uh, um, services will be the folder name, and inside this I need to create suppose student service, or we can say student data. Okay, like this we can create our services. So this service I am going to create, and it will take some time. Now services has been created for us. Now you can see uh, student data service.specs.cs and student data .service.ts. So these files is important for me, student data service.ts. So I will write my code here. Okay, so friends, in this app.module.ts file I need to import the module. So that module is to work with the web API. So what I can write here, import, and here the module, some module from @angular angular common, and then http. This is the, and it will come from the module name will be http client module, this one. Okay, so this module I need to import, so I have imported this module, semicolon. So actually this app routing module is not required for us, so actually we are not using in the student service. I need to write my code, because this service will call our API. So first we need to create one property, and we have to define URL. Okay, so let me give the property name as URL, and here it will be our URL. Okay, so let me run the application, web API application, and let's see what will be our URL. Try it out, execute. So let's see what will be the URL for us. Actually here it is a breakpoint, so just click on the continue button, and we will see our result here. Here we can see the data here. Okay, so the URL is this one. Copy this URL and paste this URL here. In the constructor I need to write my code. So write a private http colon, and the type of this http will be, suppose http client type, and So, and let me give the function name, suppose get student, and inside this get student I need to call the API. So get student, and here I need to write my code, return this dot, actually here I need to write this dot http dot get, and here I need to provide the URL, the property, this local property. So this is a local property, so we need to write here this dot URL. Okay, like this. So guys, this get student function I need to call here app.component.ts file. So here this is the export class app component, and inside this I need to write my code, and I need to define one property called students. Suppose this is the property and it will be any type. Okay, inside this I need to write one constructor. So here private, suppose student data service. Okay, right here. So this dot student data dot get student, and dot subscribe, and here you can give any name. So I am giving here data, and okay, so data such that here actually I need to open the package such that, and here okay, so console.log, and we can display our data. Okay, just save this, and I will get the data here. What I can write here, I need to remove this all code, student angular app. Save this, and now what I can write here, ng serve, run this. So guys, actually while calling that API, third party API, you will get a course error. Okay, so to enable the course, so friends, now I need to enable the course. Okay, so to enable the course, first open the Visual Studio. Guys, it is recommended, if you haven't watched my previous video on web API creation on .NET Core, then please watch that video. It is very recommended actually. Without watching that video, you cannot understand how I have written the web APIs. Okay, so in the program.cs files I need to enable the course. So first I need to create a variable where and I will say name origins, and here in the string type you can provide the same name like underscore my origin, and then here write builder dot services dot add course, and inside this you need to write pose options. You can give any name options such that the curly bracket here options dot add policy, and provide the name and my origins. Okay, here I will say policy such that policy dot with the origins, and here I need to provide the URL. So let me get the URL, and this URL I need to provide here as a string, semicolon, and here again semicolon. Save this. Also I need to write here one more line, app dot use course, and here I need to provide my origins parameter. Okay guys, so my code is done. So make sure guys you are providing the correct URL and you are writing the proper code. So now run this application. Go here and run here. You can see there is nothing. Let me, what I can write here, inspect the element. I'm getting error, no provider for HTTP client. T head we have tr, because in the inside tr we need to create a column, so td. So actually it will be a th, because we are creating a heading. Okay, th. So we are having a multiple columns. So let me copy it from the API. So go to the student, we can see how many columns we have. So here ID, first name, last name, email, and mobile. id, first name, last name, email, and then mobile. Okay friends, so save this. In this t head we need t. After t head we need t body, so table body, and inside we need to create a tr, and inside tr we need a td. Okay, so this is very important friends. So here actually we are having a multiple records, so actually table header will be displayed at once, but we are having a multiple records, so multiple student we can have. Okay, so we need to look through all the student. So for that, why I need to write ng for, so star ng for is equal to, suppose let stu of the properties name. So what is the properties name? What happened, students, make sure this property name will match from here. Where is the property we have defined? This one, students. Okay, so we will get all the data here. Okay friends, so actually before going to here we need to assign the data here, right? So to do this we can write this dot students is equal to data. So actually this line is not required for me, so I have uh, deleted. Save this and go here back here in td. We need multiple, so what I can write here, stu dot id. Okay, so let me copy this, control v, and here first name, last name, here email, and here mobile. Okay friends, so id will be small. Let, okay, we will check the properties later. So I hope it will work. Let me delete this routing module.ts file. We are not using it, so it is not required. Let me delete. Actually friends, what I did, I forget to mention this. Actually I need to import this. Okay, so this is the biggest mistake I did. Let me try to run this again, and now we can see, yeah, it is working fine now. And oh, API is also, now you can see the controller. Continue. Hopefully we will get the data now on the UI. So finally we are able to fetch that records. So actually I forget to import this HTTP client module. So actually it is happening with me multiple times. So guys, if you do, so make sure that you are importing that module. So every module you need to import. So suppose right now you are fetching the API, so this is the very important module to working with. Okay, so make sure you are importing this module properly. Okay, so guys, like this we can fetch the data into the Angular application. So as we can see, this table is not looking good. So let's beautify this. I want to make changes. So our table will look like this, and we'll add a new button here. Okay, so open a new terminal, and I want to use Bootstrap. So here I need to install Bootstrap. So use the command npm install Bootstrap. So I'm installing it globally in my Angular application. So it is installed. So Bootstrap is installed successfully. Now what I need to do, I need to import, or I need to use it in globally. So what I will do, I will use this in style.css file. So let's import this. Open this node underscore modules folder, and here search Bootstrap. In this folder, expand this dist, and then css, expand this. Right click on the bootstrap.min.cs and then copy relative path. And then here style.css you need to import this. So at the rate import and URL you need to provide in the single inverted comma and paste your URL and make changes. So remove the path,
and start from Bootstrap, and also this change the forward slash. Okay, so now save the changes and then open your browser. So before refreshing, I need to make the changes into the table. So here it is the Bootstrap table, so you can take any example from here so that you can design your table. So I'm just copying this and I will use this in my table. So in here table, I want to use this class as table, and in the th I will paste the table dart. Okay, so you can copy from the Bootstrap and you can use. So now our table is looking like this. So guys, let's add some button here in this table. So let's try to change the, so I will change some of the I will use this table stripped class. So let's do the changes. Now our UI is looking like this. So now let's add a button here. So in the table header I need to use action, so it will look like as a action, and then inside the row I will add in every row button. So button name will be like we can use view, or in our case let's give the button name as edit. I'm not going to use view, so let's edit and see the on the browser. You can see a button is added successfully. So guys, this is all. If you need a continuation of this video, please ping me. Also friends, don't forget to provide the feedback. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.